Welcome back. We are in a brand new trade week looking at April 19th, in between the gap of the Sunday open before Asia starts. And last week, took a quick peek, we had a big move up and then it faded for the rest of the day short. I do see where price has already hit my TDI 20 down here with a pop out. So that is telling me that this is a pretty good low. And so I'm going to be looking for a W inside of my prime trading window once it opens. So Asia is open now. Mark this low here. So I want this low to hold. Either price can go to it and reject, or it can go just below it and reject. So we're in the Asia window right now. We are above the 50 and we already have some divergence here where it pushed out and then it's closing lower. All right, prime window is open. And I'm still looking for this thing to dip below the 50 before it continues on. And the only reason that I am thinking that this is a long here is because of this here, okay? And there we go. Now it's dipping below the 50, so this is the trap move. Now this thing kind of played with the 50 the whole way up, which kind of makes that a little difficult to draw. But here is the channel where it's playing with the 50 inside or just before the window. The fact that it's moving upwards with the 50 also tells me that this thing wants to move upwards, but there's already a lot of upward pressure, but it has to do the trap first. And that's what this is right here. So we got our trap. It's going to go below the 50 just like it did. So I'm going to draw this low here because when it paints its W leg, I want this low to hold. There we go. The candle we're going to enter on is this little candle right here. You see that is the green red cross. Okay. So we're going to take a long position. I'm going to put it in right there. And we are going to set profit at 30 pips, stop loss at 15 pips. And that is our trade. I also see that we have a shark here or a little pop out here, green red cross there. Okay. That is my entry long. And let's see how this one plays out. I expect it's going to play out fast because of all the pressure that there already is. It comes back, retest this channel, retest the bottom, retest the top, hits it again, bottom and the top. And there you are. You are in profit, or you have taken your profit right here. Cleared by about 5:20 in the morning, Hawaii time. All right, that was a really easy, very simple trade. And again, you were looking for longs because of this opening right here. This opening right here was your cue that you would have been looking for longs, okay? And then it went up from here, played with the 50, came back down, painted your W under the 50 inside of our prime window before it took off. If you were to stay up and watch this one, there would have been no reason for you to second guess yourself because price stayed on top of the 50 almost the entire time. And when it did come down, it pushed down, okay, really fast, and then kind of pulled it right back up. So if this thing in any way would have been going short, you would have seen it come down and go like that, but it didn't. Price the whole time stay on top of the 50. So that would have been your confirmation, as well as this, that you would have been going long for this trade. Take a snapshot. That is your perfect trade for April 19, 2026. We'll see you for tomorrow's trade. All right, welcome back. We have a new trade day of Monday, April 20, and price is already at the 50. So we know what to do. Mark that 50 channel where price is hanging out right here. And man, look at that. It does not break that high. All right. I do see that there was an end of a cycle right in here. So the way this came up, we don't have any trap moves. I see that we do have our pop out high right here. And I think this is going to be the high for the day. So inside of our trading window, our prime trading window, I'm going to be looking for an M or some reason to go short. Let's carry this on. And yes, we've already retested the bottom. A really good entry would have been right here. This would have been perfect entry. However, we are not inside of our prime trading window just yet. So let's see what that delivers to us. So as I'm watching this one, I am thinking that this is the high and that this was your entry. So I'm going to say anything that looks like a green red cross short, we can go ahead and take inside of this prime window because this trade is already underway. So I'm looking for any pop up above the 50 or any rejection at the 50, just like this, in order for me to take it again. And there we go, above the 50. And it's already stopped and headed back down. Okay, so this was its push high, just a little bit of a trap right there. Green, red cross entries here. So let's put on our short position. Take profit is 30, stop loss 15. Okay, just like that. And let's see how this trade plays out. So I personally do not stay up and watch these trades play out. I place them and I go to bed. If I lose, the losing is built into the numbers. And so far, so good. This trade is staying below the 50. Little closeout, midday, New York. There we go. And you took profit in the morning. So a little bit longer of a trade, but perfect trade. Take a picture. That is your perfect trade for Monday, April 20th. Now, one of the ways you could have confirmed that this was a short is that price stayed below the 50 all the way. Even though it did pop up here, see, even here later on in the day, it did pop above the 50, but ultimately stayed below it. A bigger pop above the 50, but ultimately stayed below it, confirming short for the entire day. All right, easy day. We'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back. Here is your trade review for Tuesday, April 21. Yesterday we had this nice clean move down. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be a continuation, but let's see what happens. So at the open, we have price engaging with the 50. That is my favorite kind of open. And we have a new cycle starting in here. Perfect. We are going to open high. This looks like trap high right out of the gate, and I am looking for shorts. Okay, when this played with the 50 and went high first, that confirms for me that I am looking for a short. Okay, this is a very easy pattern to trade. I am waiting for my prime window. I do have my pop out high here already. Okay, vertex through the 50, and I am waiting for that prime window to open, and then I'll be watching for a M to form. Let's go ahead and keep extending this channel out. All right, prime window is open, and I'm looking for any version of an M on the top side of this 50. And I've got trap move here. So this definitely confirms my M's here. So trap leg, first leg M, and I am looking for shorts M into the 50 vertex. I want it to come back up, and then I'm going to be looking for the green red cross. There it is. All right, green red cross right there. I'm going to enter my short position right there on that candle. As always, we set our profit level at 30 pips, and we set our stop at 15 pips. Okay, nice and safe. Let's see how this trade works out. All right, prime window's closed. We just let this one play out as we sleep. Remember, if we lose, losing is built into the numbers. Okay, we aim for 30 pips 3 days per week, and this trade is playing out beautifully. And there we go. We hit take profit. Okay, that is it, folks. This was an absolute beautiful day. This is your most perfect entry for Tuesday, April 21st. Take a screenshot and add it to your trade log. We'll see you tomorrow. If you like this style of trading, or if you want to learn it, consider joining the Trade Tribe HQ, where we teach you this setup as well as others. This is our very basic beginner's trader setup in our 3x30, where we aim for 30 pips 3 days a week, compounding your account, giving you confidence and making you a consistent trader. Check out the links in my bio, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Here is the trade for Wednesday, April 22. Now, as the trade day opens, this is the lull time in between the New York close and the Asia open. And I see the price is hovering around the 50. It's not really engaging with it. So we'll go ahead and draw that close open channel right here. And all right, I already have a trap low. Rather, it's a push low. And then it went right back up and channeled up over the 50. So I'm thinking that this is the actual trap move. And I am thinking shorts for the day, because this would be a continuation of this trade. And because this trap move went below yesterday's low, so I think this is an inducement low because it shot down and then pulled back and stopped. So there might be another trap high. So it looks like they're really trying to get you to go short, which is the correct way. I do think this is a short just because of the way it's acting. It came back up here towards the top of the bands. All right, now prime window is open. And I am looking for shorts. Man, I really think that this right here is the entry though. So we are going to be in a continuation entry here in the prime window. So let's see what happens. You're already climbing up. So I'm going to be looking for an M above the 50, which, well, we're getting there. Let's see. Back into this channel. Okay, these channels, you got to mark them out because, man, do they really honor them. So there's my M. It is a little divergent. So right away, this has me worried. Yes, this is a divergent M, meaning that this high here, you see on TDI, it pops out. And then this high looks higher here, but it's lower here on TDI. So that tells me that this is divergent. It also tells me that this is not the high, which we know because we have a high over here to the left. But I don't like this. This tells me that they can still come up here more. However, my prime window just closed. So I'm going to go ahead and place my trade short for the day because this does follow the rules. We have a trap here. We do have a high. This is the second high. We do have an extension here. So I know that because this extension is here, and this is a nuance, we don't teach this one in the 3x30, but I know that price has to come back to right here. The only thing that I don't like is that this high right here is higher. Okay, that one's got me a little bugged, and it's making me think there might be a trap coming. Okay, but let's go ahead and enter our short, and I'm going to trust that my 30 pip take profit and my 15 pips stop loss are going to be enough to protect my position. And also notice we are at a 4-hour pop out up here. Okay, so this is acting as support for me. So if it does push above here, it's likely to push above and pull back. And I might get stopped out. That's okay. Being stopped out is part of the numbers. I only have to win 3 per week. Okay, so far so good. Price has now dropped back under the 50, under that channel. And I have a feeling it's going to get down to like right here before it does. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. Interesting. You were so close to profit right there. This one might time out. There we go. So there was that trap move I was waiting for. Man, it came late in the session, but our stop loss held. Our trade is still good. And there we go. It comes back down to this daily pop out again. And finally we took profit. Okay, man, what a day. So this profit came at about 7 o'clock in the morning, my time. So if you would have taken the trade here at the very early, you would have hit your take profit here. Okay, and you would have missed all of this chaos, but that's not our prime window. So this is our prime window. We took the trade. This is a really good example of why I like our 15 pip stop and our 30 pip take profit, because it does keep you really safe if you trade it within this window. Okay, it's not perfect. Like I said, for this trade, the entry was in Asia. Then there was another entry as they came back and retested this exact level. Look, there's an M here and there's an M here. You got 2 chances to make this trade. Okay, you could have entered here and you could have entered right there. Perfect. But we entered in the middle. A rough day for us, but we ended up taking profit. This thing all played out while you were sleeping. So successful trade day nonetheless, even though it was a little dramatic. With that, go ahead and take a snapshot of today's trade. This is for Wednesday, April 22nd, and save it to your trade log. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. We are looking at the trade for Thursday, April 23rd. Price is right at the 50, right where we like it at an open. Now let's look from yesterday. We do have this big spike low below a daily pop out. Okay, and it is closed, meaning it's not just a spike. This is a closed low, so we're probably looking for a long today. But let's see what happens. So what I want to see is some kind of trap above and below this 50. All right, so price is going above the 50 as Asia opens. Let's draw out our range here, our initial range, and see what happens here. So this is already pushing up at the high of this volatility band. Here we go. There's the pullback we're looking for to make our longs valid. And okay, prime window is open. So now we are looking for any kind of green red cross high. I do see one here. It is a little early. So this is first leg. And this one is a little early. I could take it. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that one. So we'll put in our position right here. 30 pips take profit, 15 pips stop loss within our prime trading window. Let's zoom out. This low from yesterday holds, okay, confirming for me that we are going north. This is the pullback. After it engaged with the 50, it did a pullback under the 50 of 12 pips roughly. So that's in our window of 10 to 25 pips, okay, looking good. And right at this daily pop out as well. So it went just below this daily pop out. So again, that's confirming for me that we are going north, okay? Price really does respect these pop outs. They're really important to mark on your charts. And if you want to know how to do that, consider joining our trade tribe. We learn how to trade this very simple way of trading. It's a 2.5 hour trading window and we're trading structure, nothing too technical. Okay, let's drag our trade out and we are already moving in the right direction. We're back inside that opening channel. Now we've already cleared it. It's going to come back and retest it. Absolutely beautiful. Excellent. Did exactly what we wanted it to. Let's speed this up and watch it play out. And bing, there we go. You are in profit. This is your perfect trade entry for Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. And if this looked easy, it gets easier. Okay, you do start seeing the nuances of how the market's leaning. You do see where the pressure is, especially here using TDI. It can be really fun. There are some nuances to it. Of course, I'm coming in with a little bit of wisdom, but I teach you guys everything that I've learned. There are short classes, full classes within the Trade Tribe HQ. We start everybody with this very simple 3x30 trade plan that teaches you how to collect 30 pips 3 days a week, compounding your account. We also teach you how to leverage a prop firm account so you don't have to use your own money to trade. It's a beautiful way to make an income. If you are curious at all or just want some time freedom and have a little bit of time in the evenings to spend just watching a chart, consider joining the Trade Tribe. I'd love to see you in there. All right, till tomorrow.